Hello, everybody. I missed y'all.
Hi.
Hi, Steve.
Welcome back, everybody. I missed y'all. I hope y'all missed us.
Did you cut your hair?
No, it's just pinned up. It's just pinned
Oh,
up.
okay. I was like,
No, we're not doing that.
I didn't think so, but I had to ask.
Yeah, no, it's just pinned up. It's just pinned up. The Horse Towns.
Good evening. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me well?
Welcome.
Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, he has
You're a
graced us
little
with.
low for me, but I listen.
I done
I
turned
guess
my
it don't
volume
matter
off over here.
because I like to argue. So
He being sexy. He has graced us with his presence.
Well,
all the time though, I'm shocked.
I listen. The last season was chaotic with the politics and stuff that was going on. So I didn't want to be disingenuous to you guys. I know the effort that Dr. Hughes puts together to get us all together. So I wanted to honor her and do better this season to make sure my appearance on our show is priority.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
Look
I
at
really
God.
do. I don't even look. I know. Look at God. Hey, Jeffrey, y'all. Jeffrey partied a little too hard over the weekend, and so he's in recovery. So y'all send him some good vibes, because he's in recovery right now. So. Yeah, and Troy is running a little bit behind, but listen, we got a great show, our comeback show. We are excited because listen here, on God,
Don't put it on
I
God
don't
now,
know what to tell y'all.
Lord.
I this show here, y'all. I'm just gonna play a clip. It's called I love a mama's boy, and so this show right here is oh God, Jeff said he tore his ACL, but baby, we gonna pray for you in Jesus' name. This show right here, I can tell y'all, my sister and my brother sent me this topic, and I just was like, oh, we got to talk about this because this is some crazy shenanigans. What it is to love a mama's boy, and it's just you just got to see it to understand what it is. So I'm just gonna play this clip, and then we're gonna get into it because I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but we gonna see. Here's a clip of just one of the
Emily,
people.
and I've been dating Shakib for about 3 years. When I first met Shakib, I felt like the happiest woman in the world.
Like I felt like we met as some past life or something like that. It's like we instantly just clicked. If I win this point, you owe me a kiss. Oh, see?
I don't think they can see it, Dr. Hughes.
It's called strategy.
Relationship is really fun.
There we go.
Adventurous,
We're here just swimming.
outdoorsy.
I want to go on like a mini getaway,
Like where?
something where we've both never been.
I hope that one day we can start a family of our own. But realistically, I gotta face the facts. His whole world, his whole life revolves around his mother and no one else.
Okay, Shakib, open. I made it with all my love. Enjoy it.
This is really, really good.
I love to feed chicken, and always I'm going to do it. It's a very beautiful feeling. Open.
Not bad at all. I live with my parents. My dad loves the relationship I have with my mom because it kind of gives him some time to do what he's got to do. So in a way, he's like, you know what? You're cutting me some slack. But, just always being there for her.
Thank you. I'm proud of you.
Y'all, that's just one. Okay, this show is in, I don't even know, I think it's like, I don't even know how many seasons this show got, right? But this thing is popping I mean, there is an episode where one of the guys goes shopping with his mom because his mom feels like his girlfriend doesn't dress sexy enough. So they go to a lingerie store together to pick out lingerie for the girlfriend. And the mom says, "Ooh, I look good in that too." So he buys his mom the exact same thing as the girlfriend. I'm telling you, there's another one where the guy buys jewelry for his mom on his girlfriend's birthday. It's so much to unpack in this TV show that it's like, I don't even honestly know where to begin because it's beyond reason. It's without words. And like I said, Shakim is just one person in this whole situation because there's so many different ones. Hey, Troy.
Hola.
Welcome to the show, love.
What up, Trey?
It's my friend.
How's everybody doing?
It's my friend Troy.
We're doing good. Yo, we are just getting started. I just played a clip of the show, and it's just like one of the guys. So I knew Piff was gonna feel some type of way when she posted in the group chat that she watched 7 minutes of one of the episodes. It just
I never got a chance to watch it. This is about Mama's Boys or Loving.
Yeah.
Loving
Trey. Trey's a little different than what you're gonna think. I think this one kind of goes down another road, almost a little perverted in the relationship. But I was gonna ask Dr. Hughes and Piff, you guys seem triggered. So how about you start off the show answering if you guys dated a Mama's Boy?
No.
Or
actually,
a few.
I don't
Piff
think
is
I ever
drinking.
played those.
Yes, for Piff. Piff is drinking a lot.
I don't know if I ever have.
Piff, give me a couple stories.
Oh my goodness. So every guy that I've dated has loves his mom. So that, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But there are levels in which things are acceptable and unacceptable. And like the 7 minutes that I watched, I literally had anxiety. I was like, what is happening? Like, this is abnormal.
Very.
It was a lot. It was a lot to take in them 7 minutes. And I felt away, Dr. Hughes, because I was like, I feel subjected. I feel traumatized.
Yeah.
There's no way that I could watch this. I just couldn't watch. This is not a show for me because it's illogical to me as being a mom and having a son to hover in the manner in which these women are hovering. It's just it's just really, really abnormal.
Right.
It's just really abnormal. And it's almost to the point where the mother and the son are in a full-blown they are in a let me just say they are in a relationship, and the mothers literally say to every single one of them, I will always be here, I am the mother, and this is what it is. Now one of the moms, I really felt like she was trying to get it in with her own son, and I just that was it for me. I was like, I have done enough research, Dr. Hughes. I am done. I shan't be tuning into this because this is not Piff Says approved. I just was, it was just really abnormal and illogical for me as a person. Yeah. Not as a woman. Just like you birthed this child and now you're trying to like, it's gross.
It takes that bonding to a whole nother level. Like at some point, it's like you still trying to breastfeed without breastfeeding. Ma'am, you need to let go. Like you need to let go. I have never dated a mama's boy. I have never dated a mama's boy. So this to me, like you said, Piff, is illogical because I don't get the connection and the level of manipulation that some of these that goes on in these relationships. It's like, it's really crazy, like to the point that, you know, Shakim, I just played the clip, this clip here, but there's a season where his mom gets so upset that she, you know, he was like, I need you to give her a chance. And she was like, I will. But then they go out to dinner and the mom brings a woman that she wants him to marry to the dinner. There's another episode where it's really just one mom says, I'm just gonna die if you choose her over me. If you leave and you choose her, I'm just gonna die. Well, she was back the next season, so obviously she didn't die. But that level of manipulation is crazy. And so my question would be to the guys, on the flip side, how would you feel if you dated a woman who had that kind of connection with her mom, where her mom was so controlling,
or the dad? I would say it would be the dad,
or even her dad. Her dad. That it's like you can't get a word in. It's like you and the person's relationship are right in the middle of y'all is that parent. Like it's really it's beyond toxic.
Maybe that's why I was triggered, because I have seen the dad and a daughter dynamic that I was like, this is not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Horace, take yourself off mute, please.
Trey. No, Trey is all yours. I think all single men have a story with both of them. I think it's nothing we haven't encountered as a single. If you're a guy that's a decent dude, you've encountered every situation possible. So
Trey drinking, so Trey, I understand. He drinking.
Trey amazing. Spill it.
Well, I will say this. A woman I'm dating they're not gonna have the problem. My mother doesn't even like me, so problem solved. If I'm dealing with a young lady and our relationship is caught up in some type of weird relationship with a parent, the issue wouldn't be an issue for me, because simply put, I would just leave the relationship. I would just tell the young lady, go fuck your daddy or something like that. You can't fuck us both.
Are we allowed to say those words? Never mind. Never mind. Trey, you got it, honey.
Well, tell the FCC to send me an email. I got you.
Okay.
We ain't on regular TV, so
call HR.
He said call HR.
But something like that, I personally, I wouldn't tolerate. There has to be a such thing as boundaries. I mean, it's one thing to love your child, even if they're a grown woman, it's fine and dandy, but you need to let your child have their space, have their latitude to be an adult, make adult decisions, and kind of leave them to it. Yeah. So if your way or your love language is, protection by being all up in their relationship and stuff like that, well, that's like, look, we can't get
a true love language.
No, it's not. People make up their own love language. I make up my own love language.
Listen, okay. See, I'm gonna need people to follow the guidelines and rules and regulations of the love languages, because this is not for reals.
People like to color outside the line. So
yeah, I don't like that. I need you to
come up with their own love language.
I need you to stay in the designated areas also. So if it says 1 for red, I need that mess to be true red. If it says 2 for yellow, I need it to be yellow. I cannot, y'all. I like this. You don't even know. I almost threw the remote at the TV.
You sound like my sister and my mom, because that's how I threw my remote at the sofa, because I didn't want it to break, because I was disgusted and
watching. He makes it through a whole episode. You are an extra kind of special because, honey, they was not getting my little. I
didn't make it.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't make it.
I made it. Listen, this is how bad it was. I literally saw the overview of what everyone was doing. And after I saw the overview, I had to turn it off. It had to get off my television now.
Yeah. It's really a toxic. I mean, it's really a toxic relationship. It really is. And it takes toxic to an entirely different level. And that's where it's kind of like, who raised you? Like who, and by raised you, like your parents, like where did this come from that you feel like you can't disconnect from your child and you got to run every part of your child's life? So Horace, this face that you are making tells me you got something to share. So please.
I just really thought I wasn't going to be the menace this season, but I think it's a gift. I think it's a gift because I got to put some guilt back because honestly, I see a lot of my females complain about the sorry men and whatnot, but we got to take accountability because I see every day, especially this generation, a lot of these single mamas are raising some sorry ass men. All right. So the boys is coming up. A lot of those relationships are dysfunctional. And I had during mentoring, I've had conversation with some mothers saying, hey, I know you're trying to fill a void. I know it's lonely. Especially when you see the mama dressing the kid like the Negro that left her. She playing out this part. But
right.
The one day that kid is going to be a father. He's going to be a husband. And right. it's really selfish because I see it in redundance in this generation.
Right.
The stuff with that clip was scary in the sense that it was perverted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no, it's not healthy that can come
the iceberg.
That was just
the lingerie and all that lets me know that like mama is in a lustful state. Like daddy gone, mama in that Niagara, because like it was really kind of. I was like, please don't have a black family in here because it really scared me. But don't act like.
It's some black families that do that, I'm sure.
I know, but I'm saying don't act like you don't have these
you don't need to pick them on TV.
Don't act like you don't have these perverted ass situations of where mamas and like listen, it is screwed up.
Yeah. But I think that Horace, you made a good point, and I want to hit on that about single mothers. All of these mothers on this show are married. Absolutely. One mother is remarried. But in this clip that I just showed, he said his father likes the relationship with his mother because it gives him a break away from his mama. You got a toxic
What's daddy doing?
And what daddy doing? You, sir, to go do what you want to do so your wife can get out your hair.
You can't stand
that's a whole hot mess.
You can't stand
it. Hot mess.
Let me say
I just thought about that. That's actually a dope formula for a lot of couples. Like, look, go do your thing. Go hover over our son, go hover over our child, and leave me alone.
Brilliant.
That's exactly what's happening. And the one mother, the one where he bought the lingerie, he bought his mom the same thing he bought his girlfriend. She is remarried. She's remarried. And so it's like, when do you have time to be with your man, with your husband, if you spending all your time with him? Season 2 has a black mother and a black son. Oh God.
Oh, that's it. I'm done.
I ain't got that yet. Go ahead, Horace.
I can't.
Don't act like on Pornhub and X video, mother and son is not a hot topic under the adult video section.
Are you serious?
I heard. Yeah, I heard.
I heard too.
Me too.
That's some nasty mess. I can't. Listen. There is not enough. Let me say this.
You want to be enlightened or not?
No, Horace.
I am not desperate that I'm gonna.
Don't be giggling, Troy. Don't be falling on the evil train to hell.
No. Honestly,
on the evil train to hell.
That actually is a category. It's a real category.
Don't be co-signing him, Trey. Do not be co-signing him. Do not even give him
Listen, you're not gonna treat me like the ugly co-star. when he says something is not bad, when I say something,
let me wait. Hold on, Dr. Hughes. Hold on. We gotta have it out just one time in every show. Listen, Horace, I'm gonna say the truth hurts, but the second thing is the fact that you have the nerve to bring it up is a whole problem. Like how, and why?
I'm tripping off of the fact that how are you? At what level of desperation are you that you're attracted to your parent and vice versa? That's your option. Now I'm realizing, why is this a fetish? Why is this even? Why is?
Oh, I know why. Actually, I did read. No. See, now listen, I read too much, but I did read something. So, if you're willing to listen for a hot second, there are some parents and some children that like get separated and then they meet. Like, so for instance, let's say the mom adopts her child away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even female children, this has happened with, okay? So let's say they come across each other and they may think, okay, we kind of look alike, but whatever. There is a study that has been done that you are prone to be attracted to somebody that you have been separated from, like traumatically. Even siblings, like a man could have a child in California, and then he can also have a child in New York, and they could cross paths. The probability of them getting together is very high because they
that.
Prone
you've never met each other. You don't know
to each other, and that is a real thing.
That's different. But this here, you ain't been separated. Y'all been together. This is a different dynamic. That's still
Dr. Hughes, I can't. This
said all that.
But I think that
I want to throw out our evidence when we're talking about the
because you was just went straight nasty, like Megan Thee Stallion, freak nasty, like you just blurted out something.
Listen, educating the masses isn't pretty at times, okay? Listen,
and you're right.
You have kids that watch this stuff for years and develop a fantasy, and sometimes it gets perverted.
It's a sickness.
Sorry, Jeff.
No, you're right. It is a sickness, but I think you made a point, Horace, about single mothers raising, where he the man of the house, and then you start seeing him as that, and that's twisted. There's something you need to go see somebody about that.
About it like that.
You got to go see somebody about that, because you got to stop saying that this the man of the house. He's not. He's a child. He's a child, and stop trying to treat him as that. And like Horace said, it starts manifesting when you start trying to dress him and like the man that again, that nephew or whatever. It's just really crazy to me that it happens, but unfortunately it does. And so sometimes no amount of mentoring is going to help, because if you got a grown man giving you advice, but you don't want to listen to that, what we doing here? Like, what are we doing, Troy?
I'm sorry. I'm listening, and I'm just, the imagery that's in my head right now. I'm like, okay, these families need Jesus. They need black people.
And you know what? Troy doesn't always say that, so let's give honor.
When Troy
says somebody needs Jesus, that's what I'm saying.
It's something. I mean, look, I just went to church recently, so
I saw that.
Right?
We saw that. I was like, "Ooh, Jesus! What is 2021?
Listen, there ain't nothing like a good woman to get in your life and make changes now."
Yes, I mean, I hadn't caught the Holy Ghost yet, so
just give it till next. Listen, there's a Sunday coming up. There's always Sunday coming up.
Right.
Okay. Right. If I do, I'll make sure I send y'all video. I'll send y'all video. But I remember I don't think it was last summer. It was one year, maybe a couple of years ago. I remember somebody in Ringside. It was a young lady in Ringside that said that she would never date a man if his mother was still alive, because her aversion to mama's boys. And this woman, she wasn't trolling. She was serious.
Right.
We all suspected she was trolling, but after being pressed, she said, no, I would never, after having bad experiences dating mama's boy, she said, if I meet a man, if his mama is still alive, I won't date him. And she was dead serious.
Wow.
That's real.
That's real. That she just had some traumatic experiences then. Like that. I mean, but it can't, I suspect that it can be watching a few minutes of this show can make you feel triggered or even traumatic about, okay, I don't want, you could easily feel the same way. Like, I'm sure you guys have dated some women whose fathers have been overly invested in their lives, or whose mothers are overly invested in their lives, or have heard stories of people whose mothers
doesn't count.
What, Trey? What we say? Men don't have that same kind of tolerance. We're gonna be like, F you and your dad, and we are
right, and y'all gonna be out. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that I can't recall ever dating someone like that, but I know definitely my tolerance level wouldn't, I wouldn't put up with it. I probably would tell a woman, go fuck your daddy. I'm not dealing with that.
Listen, I gotta say though, Miss Dr. Hughes, when you're looking at this scenario, a lot of people rather play rather than address those voids. So like, I know females that so in love with their deadbeat baby daddy that he dressing the kid, he looked just like a clone version of him with the little tank top and the chains and all this stuff on, right?
Right.
And as that progresses, it gets worse to the point where I've seen one of my friends go on real trips, like, oh, Cancun, what you got at the baby? You and the baby on vacation together. It's like, and in the pool, it's like, address your voice.
Right.
Like, you don't want to admit that you're lonely, or you don't want to go to do the work that you need to do, but listen, I've seen it. Social media, thank you, because you see some really toxic, effed up situations.
You really do. And I think that it's important that we understand the value of therapy and dealing with your issues. And like you said, that void, because your child it's not their responsibility to fill that void. It's not their responsibility to make you to deal with that loneliness, because you can be married and feel lonely. And I've literally talked to women and people who have been married and it's like, I'm married but I'm lonely. Like, I'm terribly lonely because all my husband does is work, or we don't connect anymore, or whatever the case may be. It's like Horace said, you got to be willing to do the work to invest in your marriage and your relationship. And if these mothers spent that time with their husbands and doing the work on yourself, then you won't have time to be involved in your child's life. Like, this is crazy. This feeding your son food, this is a grown man, and you literally
did you see though?
I had a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Troy.
No, really quickly. Sorry. So I know that it's considered an Oedipus complex when the son is in love with the mother, but is it something else when the mother is in love with the son? Is it the same thing, or is it a different name?
I honestly don't know. It's just I genuinely don't know, because that's crazy.
Google it. Somebody Google it.
What is it when a mother? Let's see. Mother loves her son. Let's see. What's it called?
So be careful. You Google a website may come up if you Google that.
No, we ain't doing that. It's called the Jocasta complex. It's the incestuous sexual desire of a mother towards her son.
Ooh,
that's nasty.
That just So this same mom though. I don't know. Was she successful at breaking him up with his girlfriend?
I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have to go to the comments on that, because
Michelle will have to answer that question.
I'm gonna post this on Ringside later.
To the point that you did, I think you did already, but to the point that you would bring another woman on a dinner date that you told your son you would give his fiance.
No, she did something else that was worse to me when it was his mom's birthday and he brought his girlfriend over, like, and the whole family was there, and she was just literally the girlfriend was just standing there, and she was like, I just can't stand the sight of you. I don't want you around. I'm gonna be here forever. Look at you, like she totally dogged this woman.
She showed out.
And she stayed up. And she stayed up for that?
No. So she, like, something happened where the mother grabbed her or something, and the son ended up was like, no, we gotta go. And he took the girlfriend out, but she was like, I'm here forever, and you're just here for just a limited amount of time. And the son did not once correct her, did not once, none of them once corrected their mom.
Never took their mom.
Look, no, you are overstepping a boundary.
Yep.
Maybe we should rethink this. It's hurting my relationship. It's literally to the point where they would rather live without their girlfriend that they say they love so much.
Right.
Because actually a few of them said they hadn't been in a serious relationship at all until this one. So
Right.
some of these young men haven't even had a real girlfriend because, oh yeah, she called the girlfriend a pit, honey. She did a lot to that. That girl, this girl, this is what I really got triggered by this mom. This one girl really goes through it. Like she gets it the absolute worst.
It's insane.
When you're in a situation like that, I say just walk away. I mean, why would you want to involve yourself in that kind of family dynamic?
To me, that tells me you don't love, value, appreciate yourself enough to stand up for yourself, to say, you know what? Ain't none of this worth it. I don't love nobody. I don't love anybody more than I love myself, to put myself through this level of disrespect. And that's what gets me. Like, you don't love yourself enough to walk away.
I think she did answer the mom back. But the thing was, it was kind of like she was in the wrong for answering the mom back. She didn't want to be disrespectful because the woman is her elder. And, in certain cultures, when you're their elder, they go above and beyond because you're the elder or whatever. So they don't.
I wish I might.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, though. Men, we're gonna make that mental decision. I'm gonna sit there right there and survey and look at a situation and say, I'm looking at a situation where that mom has already been putting that manipulation on that boy.
Right.
Got his perverted. So that's years of work that a brother gonna be like, hey, I'm not dealing with that. That's a lot to take on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just for the unknown. A woman who's gonna be, y'all might tie into that more because of your emotional feelings and that superwoman complex to say, oh, I'm gonna win him and I'm gonna prove myself. A brother like, man, the hell with y'all. There's so many fish out here. I'm out.
Thank you. It's too many people on this planet for me to dishonor myself by staying with somebody who's gonna constantly disrespect it. That ain't nobody got time for. That's crazy. But I want to pose this question to the gentleman that, okay, so say you're married and later on in life, you're the husband watching your wife do this. What's your response?
Do that to who?
To like, say
do that to who?
You're the husband. Your wife is behaving like this with your kid, right? You're the husband in the situation, in the scenario, watching your wife behave like
gonna be out and about. What you mean?
I am Bill Cosby, Piff. Now, first of all, I believe in order. I believe in things being a certain capacity. So I'm going to identify that before it gets to that point. You know what I mean? Right. I know all mamas love their babies, but if he a boy, I got control over that. I'm raising a man.
Right.
And listen, we there'll probably be a little beef between us, but I ain't gonna have ain't gonna be no sugar cookie. It ain't gonna be no perverted relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I see it though, but
I
agree.
Don't want to be there like the dad, like.
Yeah,
I ain't really in the household. My bad.
Yeah. Because this is crazy to me. Because this even though it's still a reflection on both parents. Because even though the fathers aren't usually it's I love a mama's boy. It's the mom, but it's still a reflection of the father. So it's like, and the father's like, as long as they're like, ain't nobody got time for as long as they're happy. Ain't nobody happy.
Yeah.
It is not generally.
I wouldn't in a scenario like this. I definitely wouldn't be passive. I wouldn't be quiet. I will definitely make my feelings and opinions known, as I do sometimes. But I agree with Horace 100%. I wouldn't stand for anything like that. I believe in nipping shit like that in the bud, and cutting that out early. So
I think I can't imagine what these women's mouths are like the nagging, like to the husband.
Oh.
I think that.
They live on a rooftop
like this, so I just want you to put the whole thing into perspective, though. Like you get married, there, y'all said that when people get married, they change. I haven't been married yet, so I don't know. But let's say this woman, she becomes this giant nag or whatever. Is that a battle that you're going to still take, or like kind of looking at a whole picture type of situation? Are you going to just say, oh, forget it, let her do her?
But before Trey go, I want to say that's usually the scenario that creates those type of situations, because a dude that's really not invested, and I'm really tired of her shit. Listen, that little relationship with her son is gonna give me some time to get my sanity. A little small stuff she won't go to the store with me, buy me this and buy me that. A dude that ain't really want to be there. Okay, my son is taking up a lot of those little sessions of time that I should really be doing as a husband. But if I don't give a damn, then I'm out. You know what I mean? So I think those scenarios kind of create those situations, because if you really invested, I'm telling them, boy, get the hell out of here. Me and your mama about to go upstairs, ride the bike or something.
Get your friends.
Well, it's like, but what you're saying is like the equivalent of, okay, him spending time with the mother or whatever is like, okay, that woman going to live on the rooftop, or I'm living on the rooftop because I want to get away. It's my opportunity to get away from her nagging and her whatever, her annoying behavior. And again, it's like, well, why don't you just go to counseling to nip that, like y'all say, nip it in the bud and deal with it? So what is the fear about? What is the issue about? Because you've been married long enough. You got a grown son. Y'all married, like y'all in this thing. Y'all been married for a while. It's obviously you ain't getting no divorce. So I just, again, like you said, it's this whole thing. A lot of it to me is just too perverted. It's too incestuous to me. And I can't sit through it because, again, it's disgusting. But the like the level of manipulation and control that comes through is just, I don't understand that dichotomy. And this whole thing, like you said, Trey, you got the Oedipus complex, but I don't think it's an Oedipus complex. I think it's more of the mom being too much. The mothers are too engaged with the sons. It's too much going on. And it's like, okay, but who in here is gonna have enough sense? Because if I tell my daughter to leave this fool because she ain't never gonna have no happy relationship, she's not gonna have any peace with his mom in the middle, because it ain't finna be no three chord strand or whatever. It's finna be you, him, the mama, and whatever God you serve, and whoever else decide to bring into it, because mom is in control. You can't even buy a house because the mom, one episode, they trying to buy a house. The mom has already decorated and picked out the layout and flow of the house. You're not living here.
You don't got a relationship then.
Right.
So yeah, it's got polygamy.
Right. It's like, this is a whole nother level of poly, because it's like,
at a certain point is, I think at that point it's like, you know what, just stay single. Stay single. Just, you ain't got to deal with shit like this. But if that option isn't on the table, and once the weed wear off and you have to deal with folks like this, I mean, if I'm dealing with a young lady,
did you say once the weed wear off?
Yes, he did.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once your supply is gone and your connect is unavailable, and you have to actually deal with this head on. If I'm dealing with a young lady and her father is overbearing, and, if the situation where it's a father who doesn't have, boundaries, at that point, I mean, it's not like you can make the father go away. I think my game plan, knowing me and how my mind thinks, at that point, I would make it a push to try to hook the father up with the woman. I'm like, this man needs a woman. This man needs a distraction. If this man had a woman in his life, he would leave his daughter and me alone and let us live. So that's where my mind would go first.
Right.
That's where my quasi sober mind would go first. I'm like, look, I would tell my girl, we're gonna hook your daddy up with a woman. He just needs some companionship. He needs someone to talk to, someone to connect with, some pussy, something. He needs a distraction.
Right.
Helping him will help us.
So nobody say no. What Trey get? You know what, Trey? Boy, that damn piff. I'm calling you out next show.
Wait a minute.
And everything.
I did check him. I said, Trey, are you allowed to use those kind of words earlier?
No. Trey, I don't.
Wasn't I using? I thought I was way more perverted and obscene last season.
No,
we're just getting started, folks.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started, baby. We just getting started.
And I'm sober right now. So
I'm scared.
I really applaud you, my brother. I see the growth.
You know, right.
Leave it to Horace. Horace, I don't even know if these are canned statements, but let me say this. You be just blowing the smoke up everybody's behind.
I can't celebrate my friend.
Is that your friend? Horace, Troy, are y'all friends? I don't think so. That's my friend.
Ooh, fix it, Lord. Anyway.
Troy is my friend. You cannot have Troy.
Appreciate it, Horace.
Man, listen, we got to do what we got to do, bro.
I'm about to be grossed out, Dr. Hughes, by all the bro love
of a dying breed.
All the bro love.
Damn.
I just realized something. Aren't we missing somebody? Where's
Jeff is in recovery. So he partied a little too hard and then tore his ACL. So he in recovery.
You didn't see him? You was in church and he was partying.
He was
partying in Atlanta too hard and tore his ACL and trying to catch up on work. He got a lot going on over there.
He was at Trapeze pop locking and dislocated his knee.
Well, you know what? Ain't that a coincidence? I was at church right across the street from Trapeze.
Trey, is the church across the street?
Literally, yeah, it is.
It's Atlanta, bro. It's Atlanta.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm done with y'all.
Listen, you see the same thing in San Diego. It's strip club on every corner, and it's liquor store, strip club, church, all of it right there together. It's wild. Don't sit in and get your Jesus at the same time. They do it. I'm serious.
Oh my goodness.
It's wild. I see it. I've seen it. Listen, I lived in San Diego for a bit, and it was just
California got decent hookers though, compared to the rest of the country.
I'm not having this conversation. Did you just say they got decent?
They do. You go around the country, a lot of these hookers are really awful looking.
Well, sex work is work, so somebody keeping them employed.
Horace, they need a Yelp for hookers. You go to a different city.
I'm sure there probably is one, but and maybe these mamas need to get them a gigolo or something. I'm being real serious because
oh my gosh, I just saw a movie.
There's a meat shortage.
These men,
BET Plus, honey.
These mamas seriously do because you need a life. Like you need a life, and obviously this relationship with your husband is not working. Like y'all need to spice it up. Y'all need to see a sex therapist.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's literally, it's like to me. No, let me preface. I am not a licensed therapist. Okay, so this is just my thoughts and my opinions, and everyone has one. But I really believe that it's some sort of psychosis because as you watch these women and they keep going, and they're like, it's especially with this particular mother. I really think she's suffering from some psychosis because there is something. It's too much. Sorry,
it's a replacement syndrome simply because it can't be sexual because half y'all buying the rose thing that's dehydrating people in 2 minutes out here. The sex toys y'all got, so it ain't about sex.
Don't make assumptions.
What?
Not every woman does that. Ask Troy. He knows. Not every woman does that. Not every woman does that.
Why are you so defensive, Piff?
Not everybody does that. You're nasty.
I ain't nasty.
Yes, yes. Let's go back to the old shows and we will show you nasty Horace.
I'm not nasty publicly. You won't shame me for my gifts, please.
We're back, and I'll tell you, we were back.
I'm gonna quote Horace. I'm a bedroom champion.
But Horace makes a good point, though. That's the truth because some women are creating copper top babies. You know what I mean? They over there.
That's funny, huh, Pill?
They got copper top babies going on. But
they said it in a funny way. You say it in a perverse, derogatory.
That's because you don't. That's because you don't like me no more, Bill.
Like, listen, you say things that make my skin want to fall off.
Piff, that's because you got a boo now. When you were in love with me, I was amazing. Piff got a boo too, y'all. Season 2. Let's wrap it up. We seen the pictures. I'm showing all her teeth. She just cheesing.
What pictures?
Yeah, Piff is in love. Season 2.
Oh, listen, that is my friend. The one on IG. That is my friend.
Stay tuned. Stay
tuned. No,
I can tell y'all right now.
Hey, bro, don't let her friends on you. Get off
Y'all
the
ain't gonna
bench,
never see the person till it's like real deep. Like Troy finally showed his girl, but I guarantee they've been there for long before Troy.
So Troy mentioned her a while.
He mentioned her, but he never showed her.
I hope.
Nope.
No, stop.
Sure did it.
Stop. Don't do that because y'all gonna overtalk, and then he gonna have an argument after the show. So Troy is a high value man.
No, and he's not gonna have no argument because listen.
Shut it down.
You don't get to just tell me what I'm gonna say. Second of all, Troy mentioned her. He sure did, and he said, "Do not disrespect me because I have someone." And he didn't go into details. He said, "I have someone."
Thank you.
He was very specific. Don't do that, Horace. You know what? Where's your woman at? You trying to deflect? Where is she at? Where is she at? Mrs. Horace?
Listen. Listen. I am waiting on the Lord and being disciplined.
God, Medea's child.
Trey, they use it. I can use it. I am waiting on the Lord.
Trey cannot help you when it comes to me. You know that.
I'm waiting on the Lord.
So, you know what? With that waiting on the Lord, why can't these mamas let their sons choose? Go with God and go with whoever they decide. Because this. Anyway, y'all, I don't know. I think it's all crazy. I don't know what it's going to take to get this type of, like you said. I agree with everybody. It's a psychosis. It's a sickness. It's wild. This whole. As a mama, loving a mama's boy, this is toxic this takes toxic relationship to an entirely different level. And it's an enablement. And the fact that the sons are not speaking up and doing anything to put a stop to it tells me that they're contributing to the delinquency of their parents and want it. So why? It's like you ain't trying to get married and have no life of your own. Your mama ain't gonna live forever. Horace?
One question. Now I just thought about it. When I asked you guys, Baby Boy is not a movie about a mama's boy, but it is highlighting the product of one of those toxic mama boy relationships. It is, because she was fine with a relationship which required him no growth, no evolution, until she finally got a man. And that's where the conflict came in, because he felt displaced. But he served as the imaginary man of the house, boyfriend, her boo. So
he did, and that's why there was such a conflict. Yeah, that's why there was a conflict between Tyrese's character and what's the guy? Because that dude was like, he kept saying, Bing Rames. He kept telling, he's like, look, little nigga, you ain't running nothing in here. Like, but that's how he did.
Dr. Hugh, oh, this is a whole new season of.
But he did but he checked him constantly. He kept saying he was in the house butt naked cooking. He was like letting him know, I'm the man of the house. Like, you not what used to be. And what is right now.
He was butt naked. He didn't want the grease on his clothes.
But
I don't
he
know if I'm gonna make
did.
it through this season, y'all.
What's the
You cook butt naked because you don't want the grease on your clothes. People at home know that.
Wait a minute. What if you burn your weed whacker?
It's not gonna burn.
I do feel like, if you're dating a woman, once you're naked in that woman's house, that's your house. That's
really,
that's you have marked that house. Like, once I'm walking around naked, that's my house too.
Yeah. Dog at the
like dogs when they pee to mark their territory.
Right.
If I'm comfortable enough to walk around naked wearing nothing but house shoes, then that's my place now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I feel like that's the perspective that these mamas have. Like, once I've I feel like that's how these mamas are treating their sons. Like, I done marked my territory with my son. I'm controlling this. I run this, and anybody else that comes along is secondary.
Think about it in this sense. But think about it in this sense also. The mother sometimes is already, the husband left or the dude left her, right? And the mother's taking a last stand because she said, I've lost that, but I'm not going to lose my son, which she has.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that.
Right.
I can see that point.
Wow. I didn't even think about it that
way. I didn't think about that either.
Well, damn, Hort. Good job, Hort.
Horace, you did.
Yeah.
You better come with it tonight. Listen, Tootie done showed up like, Platt-Al, how you like me now?
Hey, Dr. Hugh, what you just said? I need to what?
What?
You just showed up like Platt-Al.
No, you said I need to come with it.
You done came with it, like what?
That's what she said.
Are we having a romance?
What is happening? Like, you done showed up like Platt-Al in this episode. Like,
listen.
You hit us with the knowledge.
Hort, that was, I think Horace broke the backboard on that one. That was dope. And it was dope because it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Are we going to take a minute to go over what we did over the summer?
Yeah, you guys. So, we took a long break this summer, but everybody traveled. Folks had stuff going on. And, it was just like, rather than try to squeeze a show in here, squeeze a show in there, it's like, you know what, take time off, relax, get yourself together. And, we come back strong after the end of the summer. And obviously we see Jeff party a little bit too hard. He done injured himself, the rest of us.
We're going to need Jeff to be all right.
So, but we came back. I got some topics for y'all. Shout out to my sister and my brother for sending this topic in. Somebody done sent 2 other topics in. So we're going to get it in this summer. It's been wild, but it's going to be some good stuff coming in this season. It ain't what it used to be. That's for sure. But
Dr. Rach, I'm going to call you later tonight. I got your message.
Okay.
So we'll talk later on that.
Absolutely. So y'all, this has been a
developments with anyone. Trey, would you like to share?
Piff, that's what.
Any new developments?
We're all ears.
Just same old. I do what I do.
He had a great trip out to California.
Yes,
I did. Yeah, I don't know about all of that, but
he did what?
He had a great trip to California, so hopefully it'll turn into some good stuff from
else.
Ringside.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff happening for Ringside. I'm seeing it. I know what's up.
Yeah.
So.
No, Ringside. We it stay popping in there. It stay, every once in a while we got a little drama in there, but I put out the fire.
I mind my business in Ringside. Okay, I don't say nothing. I watch.
There's
nothing wrong with watching.
They go in. I don't have time, and so I don't. Because
you definitely got to have time for some of those.
I'm gonna tag Troy, and I'm gonna say I feel offended.
You know what? No, I've had people do that. Just tag me, and I'll come and I'll put the fire out.
Right. I'll be a whining look.
Damsel in distress.
It'll be interesting to hear the comments.
I don't start none. I don't start none. Won't be none. I'll be my
exactly.
It's gonna be interesting to hear the comments about this show because that Loving the Mama's Boy, this whole thing is wild. Like I said, if you got a chance, just watch a couple episodes because it's gonna change your life. Horace, what's up with you and the Black Super Friends and how y'all kicking? Shout out to Demario. Thank you for showing up tonight.
Guys, I really miss you guys. I really want to thank all of you guys because I always tell people Dr. Hughes is the one that took me from radio and got me into podcasting. Just moving into another spot, getting myself mentally together, losing a few pounds. I go running every day. God saw fit for me to keep my hair for another summer. And I'm really feeling good in life, man. I'm getting myself together because when we first started the show, I was going through a divorce and a career change. So it was tough on me, but, having a relationship with all of you guys was really impactful. And I think, the importance of communicating with friends and even outside voices is something that was amazing. And I thank you guys for even the support that you give to Black Super Friends. Last off today, I received my trademark for post-traumatic singles disorder. So I will start on finalizing that book, which talks about how a lot of us. Yeah, the trademark office is a B.
Trademark is a hard office to get through.
It takes a
whole
long
year.
time.
But I think we all can identify with that label. You know,
I think that's probably what's wrong with these mama's boys and these mamas. Real talk. It might be like you're dealing with some type of trauma. Listen, when you see stuff like this, it's some type of unresolved trauma, whether it's unresolved childhood trauma or experiences, whatever it is, it manifests in your relationships later on. Maybe you're grieving something that you don't even know that you're grieving, and it manifests differently in your relationship. Sometimes we grieve the loss of people in our lives, not necessarily because they died, but we miss the absence, maybe a friendship that dissolved, or you know what I'm saying, a relative or something. It could be a workplace, someone that you bonded with over work that you no longer connect with, whatever it is. It can cause you to spiral into something because that void that you're missing, you start to automatically connect to somebody or whatever is most convenient and close to you. And so Horace's point about having people to talk to help you through a difficult time helps, because if he didn't have people that he could lean on going through a divorce is loss. You go through a grieving process, and Troy can attest to it. You go through a grieving process, and if you don't have a healthy outlet to help you, you end up in situations like Mama's Boy. One of the mothers is remarried, but before she got remarried, what was that void like between the time of that first loss and getting this other man and not being able to disconnect from that relationship with her son, even though she's remarried? Guess what? That's a whole void. And when you don't grieve properly and you don't give yourself space or you don't talk it out, you can easily fall into toxic behaviors. And I applaud you, Horace, for that transparency, because it's not easy to share that. But being able to have a safe space, a family that you can connect with, we all chat and talk. I get texts all the time. Jeff will text me. Sometime I'll check in. Hey, Horace, how you doing? Hey, Piff, what's going on? Hey, every now and then, just checking in to see how everybody's doing. We got a group chat because you don't know what people are going through. And sometimes just having somebody to lean on or knowing that somebody is there for you can help you avoid toxic stuff like that, or getting into incestuous relationships like what we're seeing, or borderline incestuous relationships like these mama's boys are. And then because it's easy for us to sit here and judge it, but we don't know how they got there. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see these people go to therapy and figure out how.
Therapy indeed.
Yeah, how did they get to this point, Horace?
I think Trey should have this conversation on Ringside, because one of the chapters in PTSD is going to be the fact that I took 2 years off, and now that I'm coming back out, I met a lot of people. Now that I can identify my toxic traits that I had, there are a lot of people dating that shouldn't be dating. A lot of people dating for physical necessity, but there's a lot of people that should not be on the dating scene that need to do the work. And I think
these people are great examples. Yeah. Troy, I think that would be a great interview. I think that would be a great interview, because you're right. Like, some people don't need to be dating. Now, I look at some of the comments on Ringside, but like, "Ooh, baby, you ain't healed. You don't need to be dating nobody. You need to see somebody."
Some of those men, Dr. H, that's been my reality for 10 years. I see people commenting. I'm like, look, you need an exorcism. You need something. Like, something is seriously wrong with you.
Yeah. And some of the men they look good, but anyway, that mind.
Yeah. Because he gets constant attention. He constantly gets the attention on, so he doesn't have to address it. He'll never be lonely, because people are looking at, I got a good looking dude. They don't know what's inside of that cap. They don't know what's inside that.
But again, and some women, again, if you don't deal with your unresolved issues, traumatic issues, or experiences, you can turn into the kind of woman who your mom and your friend and anybody can tell you, leave this toxic relationship, because you know, you're gonna always be the other woman to his mom or whatever the case may be, and you still won't leave. That's you. Because at the end of the day, you're choosing to stay. Like Troy and Horace said in the beginning, they'll just leave. Dudes will just be out. So, you know, y'all, it was a great show.
Wait a minute. I didn't give my update.
Give your update, girl.
Play the music, boo it up. Cue the music.
All right. So I am starting a vodka business.
Oh, nice.
Well, all right now.
And I didn't get an in.
You don't answer my phone calls, so I don't know what to tell you.
What's the vodka called?
It's gonna be called Smooth.
Smooth.
Nice.
So I definitely want to give you guys everyone on my BAC family is going to receive a complimentary bottle, including bottle
case.
And I would really like your guys' feedback and also shameless plugs of how great it is.
So a couple of things, Pip. Number one, you know, consider it done. I'll definitely plug it in Ringside. I'll plug it on my page. That boat has sailed. Number two, I will do you guys the honor. I will make it a point to drink the vodka on the show. So you'll see my feedback in my comments.
Okay, that's fine. So I am, so my light, I'm not going to say that word because Horace, it's just too much for him. So the license for the alcoholic beverage, you know what I was going to say, but I'm not going to say that other word because I ain't got time for Horace. Because, you know, he was waiting for me to say that. He's going to say something else to that. And then Troy may have said, so I don't got time. So the alcohol license is in process.
Good.
And so, I have the formulation.
We like money.
Huh?
We like money. Trey, let's invest.
So I just have to meet up with a couple of business owners so I can ship it out from DC because you know DC is everywhere, like hopefully 48 states.
Right.
So that way I can ship it. So I have to meet up with a couple of business owners to see if I can get them to resell my Smooth.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Well, you guys, it's been a great show. The gentlemen have to leave, and our next show will be in 2 weeks on the 22nd, and it's gonna be a good one too. So
I'm scared.
All I can tell y'all is just buckle up because this season it's gonna be a ride, baby. It's gonna be a ride. So we appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all the next time on the next show. Peace out.
All right, y'all.